Hello everybody, and welcome back to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel. I'm And More Bus Videos, also known as And More Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you're watching. And welcome back to Cranleigh. Now this has slightly disrupted the order that I'd planned for the videos, so the two videos coming out after this will probably say, oh yeah, we're the third to final, second to final, all of that lot. But basically this was going to be the last one in the series, but then this thing came out, and I've ever so slightly changed the order in which we are doing the videos. So, in front of us, I am not wanting rainy weather. Let's get rid of the rainy weather very quickly. I am wanting some cloudy weather. Let's try and find some cloudy weather. Surely somewhere in the world has some cloudy weather today. There we go, that'll do. Edinburgh. Edinburgh weather is what we've got, although that is a little bit misty, so we'll take the mist away. There we go. Let's see what Amsterdam's got. A bit too sunny. Want some clouds. It'll look nice with some clouds. This is the one thing that annoys me with OMSI, is you cannot just get cloudy weather. There we go. You have to find the real place that's got it. But in front of us, with that aside, is this very exciting bus. The Lancs Bus OmniDekka, as it is officially known. Otherwise known to us as the Scania OmniDekka. The Scania OmniDekka has now been released for OMSI 2. It has been years in the making. I remember when this first started being made. Years and years in the making. It has been perfected, and now it is released with 3 different variations that you can buy off Steam and Aerosoft for £12.79. It is branded when you select the vehicle as part of the Master Switch vehicles. It was created by the same person or group of people that made Cranleigh, thus why I thought it was very appropriate to start filming this in the Cranleigh series. But for now, we're going to have a basic look around, give you my credentials with these and what I've driven in real life. And then I'll explain how it's going to feature on the channel, hopefully in its own extra special series. For now though, we're driving it in the Arriva livery. We've got the Interurban livery. I'll explain. We've got the 2K repaint, not the full high quality 4K quality repaint. I'll explain why as the video goes on. But we've got the Arriva livery. This was the first repaint pack released for this vehicle. Again, I think because the developer of it made it sort of for Cranleigh, and the repaint sort of were already made for it, so they were released just after the bus was released officially on Steam, so that you could drive it on this map and on the Arriva routes on here like the 2. So in this video we are going to be driving the 2 service when the rest of the map loads up in front of us. So to start the vehicle, you start it 3 times, as you say here. 1, 2. So that was first our isolator, then our master switch for the electrics, and then you turn the key just down there. You can just about see. I'm struggling to see because of the lighting outside. It's incredible. And there we go, and that's us all set up. So I'm going to get the lights on. Not all the lights on. There we go, and then we'll get the blind set. Now this vehicle comes with its own destination pack. HOF file for Cranleigh. You know how I've been having a few issues with HOF files in Cranleigh and what have, and trying to get them to work. This one comes with its own destination pack and its own HOF file again, because this bus was made with Cranleigh in mind and Cranleigh was made with this bus in mind. The 2 things work together. So as a result of that, I can literally put on to route number 2 and I can put Iris Hospital, because that's where we're going, get it loaded up, and we've got a lovely hospital destination lined up. We are driving AY55 DKA. That was one of 2 ex-council, or sort of purchased by the council, used by Arriva Scania OmniDekkas that Arriva owned until probably about a year or 2 ago. These were then sold to a company in the northwest. They did have urban 90s in them. I believe the other was an 06 plate. They had urban 90s in them. This vehicle doesn't come with set bars on different seats, unfortunately, as of yet. I don't know if that's going to be in an update. So the seats are slightly incorrect, but I still think it looks good with the maquette. So anyway, we'll get the ticket machine all set up. We are already late on our first run. That's really good, because I actually want one run on these where I'm not late, and I am now 2 minutes late. This is going well. So there we go. So let's chuck it into gear. Let's make a move. So I think there's been a slight update to this. A minor update. When I was trying to... Basically, this is the third time I've tried to record this video for today. I'm actually recording it at lunchtime. It's coming out at 5 o'clock today. So, hello everybody. Hope you're all having a lovely Sunday. It's very rare that I get to do that. Usually I have to film in advance because life is busy. And I've tried to film this video twice already, thus why you may notice on this particular variation of Cranleigh that we drive today, there's not that many cars. There's not that many textures, and the textures aren't as high quality as usual. That is because this vehicle, when I first started trying to film it, it has crashed my game twice. Twice, I tell you, twice, while trying to do this route. So I would say that this is like my first impression, first ever time driving this, but it isn't, because I have tried to film it twice. The first time, where did I get to on the first one? The first one, the textures just went, I think the textures went. Oh no, the first one I got as far as the city centre, and all the textures went. It stopped loading the rest of the map, so I physically couldn't drive the rest of it. The second time, it just crashed my game. We were pulling up to a bus stop, and the game just stopped. So I was like, oh, okay. So both of those times I drove it, from this cab, the driving position, the steering on this bus was very, very wobbly. Like, the acceleration and the braking hadn't been mapped correctly. So what was happening is as I was going around the corner at like 20 miles an hour, it was launching the driver cab position like I was doing about 50. And as a result of that, the passengers were moaning, they were then getting off the bus, I was getting dizzy. So I think the passengers still have it a little bit, because I only went round there at 20, but from a driver perspective, it's not as wobbly now. This is really nice. I can actually drive this. So we've already had a slight update. We've already had a slight change. That is really nice. Now I'm waiting for me at the high street. Random. Now the one thing that is really bugging me, as you can see, when I look to my left, I literally can't see anything. I have to duck underneath that of the car. Oh, don't drive through me. I don't want to pull out. Slowly pulling out. Dear oh dear. I hate junctions like that. Anyway, in real life, the car would have probably stopped. But saying that the fact that the bus was halfway out of the junction and it's a 20-30 mile an hour area, the car would have stopped. But OMSI 2 logic dictates that they don't do that. So what are my credentials for OmniDekkas then? What are we actually comparing this against? So when I first started driving buses, the first buses I drove, I can still remember the first shift I properly did. I did a training piece in one of these, so I did a couple of laps of a service and then ended up going on to drive. That does feature on the channel, I'll explain all in a sec. So I did a couple of laps of that. My first full shift on my own was I had a mentor with me for a round trip, showing me where we're going. Not really mentoring me, just showing me. Then I drove a Renown, a Beaten Bailey Renown, one that's actually just been scrapped recently. If you do follow friends of the PSP Circle, that Renown that's been all over it recently, that was the one that I drove. My 161HRN J4 CRC. So I drove that. I also drove a Scania Steam on my first day. And then I moved over to Huddersfield and drove the University Shuttle. Now the University Shuttle features on the Amble Central channel of the Day in the Life Bus Driver, probably my most popular YouTube series to date. So please do go and check out that series if you haven't already. It is really worth watching. I sometimes watch the videos back because they're just really cool. It's also got a really cool intro. I'm quite proud of that intro, as you do. So it's got a really cool intro, does the job nicely. And it's a really nice series for me to film. I'm currently midway through filming the second series. It's taken a lot longer than planned, just because I've not been doing shifts that have been appropriate to it recently. So it's taken a little bit longer than I'd planned. But exciting stuff nonetheless. So do go and check out that series. But one of the videos in series 1 was I drive the route that I learned to drive on, basically. My first ever bus route that I drove, I said farewell to it, and that's 398399, the University bus, between the halls of residence and the university in Huddersfield. The halls of residence have now shut, thus why the service no longer exists. It's shut from massive housing development. But I drove that service, and in that video you'll see that I drive two OmniCity double-deckers, the sort of newer vehicles to these OmniDekkers. Now, before those two OmniCity double-deckers arrived, we used to have a fleet of 3 of these Scania OmniDekkers. We used to have 3. They were first Scotland East examples. I drove 2 out of the 3 of them, never drove the 3rd one. I drove 2 out of the 3 of them, and I spent hours and hours and hours and hours going between Huddersfield and the halls, driving Scania OmniDekkers. So I know a thing or two about them. I know that the OMSI 2 variation, although again heavily limited by the OMSI 2 physics and the limitations of what you can achieve with it, this is a lot smoother than you would ever get an OmniDekka to be in real life. When you used to drive the OmniDekkers, you would have to actively avoid speed bumps. Actively avoid bumps in the road, potholes. You would actively have to avoid them, because if you went over them at a considerable speed, or you didn't see them and you went over it, the whole bus would shake. And that's Scanias for you. Scania Solars, I've driven one of them recently. Scania OmniCities, I've driven one of them recently. All the same. You go over a bump, what Scania's like is bump and rattle and shake like no tomorrow. That is just what they're like. So yeah, these are the exact same. So you get an OMSI 2 limitations. You've got that. You do have that bumps and bits like that you can't replicate here. That is given, but the dashboard itself spot on. Something I really do like with the dashboard is if you look down the bottom right of your screen, you'll see that it says on and off with the handbrake. You can see that on and off looks to be handwritten. Every single OmniDekka that I have driven since that time as well on the Uni shuttles, every single one, including them, had that written in pen. Every single one, because it always faded. And what was something else that was quite good that would happen as well with them, is you'd sometimes get like sort of plastic casing or a piece of metal put in there as well that's riveted in, because the handbrake's that strong that plastic moulding around it that you can see here would break and snap. So they had to, if you ever drive an OmniDekka, every single one usually has plating around it or something like that, or some plasticky glue substance there. Now this is one thing, again, moving on to sort of the slightly negatives with this bus I'm a little bit concerned about. For one of these, this is very, very, very slow up this hill. I know that games you can... Oh, straight out. I suppose me and AI traffic are now 1-all, I assume. I assume we're now 1-all. I pull out in front of the car pulls out in front of me, we are now 1-all. Brilliant. Yeah, the hills. I'm not impressed with the hills with this. Games UK did a live stream when this came out and took it on Smarden. Tried to take it up the hill on the 347, 349s. Now, as someone that used to drive these up quite a steep hill, day in, day out, up to 10 times a day, 3 days a week, and used to drive them up and down the hills, they do a bit better up hills than that. Just a little bit. Now, what he showcased is the fact that it stopped on the hill, and yes, in Smarden, those hills are quite steep. So it is expected that possibly the wrong angle it would stop. But generally speaking, these tend to do just a little bit better than that. They tend to, like, they will drop a gear and they will high rev and they will get up. I mean, I have driven one of these quite recently as well. Oh, there goes Stimmer. I have driven one of these quite recently. If I tell you the reg, you'll probably know which one. YN53 RYK I drove recently in a local service in West Yorkshire for the day. So I haven't been away from these too long. I have had a go in one very recently. The operator I drove for had it on loan. They currently have a different one on loan. So I drove that one out. Okay, very nice. Totally different interior. Ex Metrobus London. Very nice. Very nice motor. And it was really good to have to drive that only a matter of a week or two ago, because now when I drive this, I can actually give you a bit more of a contrast rather than having to go into the archives. Is no one wanting the bus? Okay, you're all wanting the 18. Okay, that's fine. Now, for some reason, the arrow back there is that far back, but because I've driven this route a couple of times now, I know that I just turned left here. Driven it a couple of times off camera, not by choice. So the sounds, what do I think of the sounds? Well, from OMSI 2, they're good. Probably not as good as the B9 sounds. Outside, spot on. Outside, spot on. They really are, and if we have a listen. They are good. They are good. Again, the limitations with OMSI 2, we've got to remember that with OMSI 2, there are some limitations. We can't accurately do the sounds. We've got to fit the sound files, got to match the OMSI 2 format, all of that lot, the template. So it's not going to be the best of the best of the best. I do feel it is missing something though. It is missing something. I can't put my finger on what. It has the bass, it has like the bass OmniDekka sound. I mean, it does, it has the basic sound. I just feel like it's missing something. I really do. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. But as someone that's driven a lot of these, I just feel like, I'm being on many more as a passenger, I just feel like it is missing something. But overall, again, I'm really impressed with the dash. I'm really happy that, as I say, I was going to have to report an issue with the cab swaying beyond belief. But I'm really glad that that's not something I have to mention, because it's been fixed and it's been sorted. Now when we're going to the city centre, it may lag ever so slightly. As I say, I've had to turn my settings down beyond belief. Now I put something on my community tab explaining my frustrations and struggles earlier in the week, because it was very annoying. Trying to get this filmed and it just not working. So I am glad I gave it a couple of days. I've waited, I've changed some of the settings, and it now does the job. But the issue with this at the moment is very high pull. Very high pull. So I've had to use the 2K repaint for this, because I know full well that on a map like this that's really high detail, that it self-lags, and bits like the B9s do struggle from time to time on it. That just went straight through red. So a map like this where they do struggle, I had to turn all the settings down. It's a very highly detailed and high poly map with very high poly bus. The bus does definitely need a slight optimisation. Really does. Like the 400 MMC was the exact same when it first came out. The B9 was a little bit, they have slightly optimised that. The street light was very bad for lack of optimisation. When buses are released, they are not that good for optimisation. It's just the way it is. You put all these creators put all of these amazing detail in. Sometimes it works on theirs because I'm the only bus that they've got installed. And with the rest of us that have other buses installed, we've got the AI traffic running, we've got an highly detailed map. Sometimes these things have to be changed. And again, map creators are usually, or bus creators, sorry, are usually really good with that. And I think everything we've had that did need optimising has been optimised. So it's not like you're talking to a brick wall on OMSI 2 when you say it needs optimising, because it does get optimised. So I think when this gets its follow-up update, whatever that may be, and it does get a slight bit of optimisation, it'll be better, because then you'll be able to use it alongside AI traffic confidently, and be able to use the higher textured repaints confidently, and it's just going to be really nice. It's going to be really nice. So as I say, for now it is lovely. now it is lovely, and I can't fault it. I mean, compared to when I tried to drive it a few days ago, this is just even significantly better now. I'm not swaying all across the cab. I haven't got a lack of frames. Yes, I have had to reduce my settings, but it's working. It's doing the job. I'm enjoying it. So what are our variations that you get with this pack for £12.79 at the moment then? That'll be the question that you're asking. And you'll probably be thinking, well, what does and More Bus Videos and More Central, that person, that Yorkshire person think of the bus? What does he think? £12.79 you get 3 variations. You get two 10.6s and a 12. Your two 10.6s, one of them's dual door, one of them's like this, one of them's a regional spec. I believe they both come with LEDs. I haven't driven the two-door variation yet, but I believe they all come with LED destination blinds. That means, yes, the two-door one could probably be used in London, but it does have LED blinds at the moment. Would not surprise me if somebody makes a mod and adds rollers to it and roller blinds. But at the moment, all of the variations, to the best of my knowledge, although I haven't driven them yet, I must make that note. I've only driven this regional one 3 times. Must make a note. No, I haven't driven them yet. But I do think they all come with LED blinds. As I say, there is the two-door one for London use. As I say, you will have to bear with the blind. Isn't a roller. There's no dot matrix either, sadly. It is all just LED at the moment. These regional ones and the dual door ones. And then the 12-metre one is the slightly longer one, replicating the types of OmniDekka that went to the likes of Reading buses, Nottingham, Brighton, just to name a few. I do believe they all have the same seats as this one. I do believe they all have the same seats. Again, I need to check. This is still a very initial look at it because I'm going to devote a series to this vehicle. There's going to be a full series devoted to this vehicle on different maps with different repaints as the repaints release. We're going to explain more on that very shortly when we get into the city centre. So as I say, 3 variations. I haven't driven the other 2 yet. I am going to drive the other 2. I believe they're all LED blinds. It is quite a basic release. I think for the time that we've waited for the bus, the one note I will make is it's a very basic release. I was expecting in this day and age a little bit more. We've got, like, for the likes of the B9 and the B7, we've got different gaskets. We've got different specs, different bits and bobs, and it was like when the Spectre was released about £8, £9, that was a very similar. I think that might have even had slightly more variations than what we've got. It did, because that had rollers, dot matrix and LEDs, and that was slightly cheaper, and that had more variations. There were variations with the height, there was variations on step entrance and low floor, there were variations with the destination blinds. This is £12.79, and it literally is 2 lengths. One with 2 doors, one with 1. And that's it. That's what you're dealing with. So it's a little bit less than what I was expecting. Hopefully that's mitigated. Again, got to remember when the street light released, the street light was so basic when it first came out, and look at what it is now. So many variations, so many different lengths, so many different specifications. Same with the 400 MMC, there were a couple of basic bits there, but not too much. So there is that possibility. There is that possibility that we'll get a little bit more out of it. That'd be quite nice. But we'll have to see. At the end of the day, we'll have to see. But I will review what we've currently got, as I say, in the series. And hopefully, as I say, by the time I do that, there'll be a few more repaints. At the time that I'm filming, I've started filming this. I haven't checked fellow films today yet. I'm going to do that after I have filmed this video. Because I was like, I want to drive it with the Arriva repaint. I don't want to get sidetracked. At the time that I was looking to film this, there was the Arriva repaint pack that is Cotswold Stone, Interurban and Journey Mark. Now all the photos of this particular vehicle are of it either in the council livery or in Interurban. It never made it into Journey Mark. So that's what I replicated using Interurban. There is also Sapphire and I believe Max spec too. So although I'll have to double check the Max spec. I definitely know that there is Sapphire spec. So I might revisit them. So there's that repaint pack, and then there is also a Plymouth City Bus repaint pack. Again, worth having a look at. Now, as I say, I do need to check the different bits and bobs with the seats and what have. I don't know if, I think there is set VAR to change the seats. I think there is set VAR. I know that this repaint pack just uses the basic seats, like the ones that I've driven. I think there's some set VAR to change the seats with. Again, this is literally a first look at this vehicle. I've not explored it yet. There's not enough repaints for me to have a look at it in depth, compare, contrast. This is literally just a basic overview as we drive the number 2, as we try not to run 10 minutes late on it on Cranleigh, and seeing just how it drives and how it performs, how it sets up, the basic stuff. All of the other stuff will come in a devoted series. I know that's oh no, it's not a curve. My apologies. It's some raised double yellow lines. What's like, huh? How are we doing for time? Oh, we're only 3 minutes late. That is impressive. That's probably the quickest I've cracked on through those lights into the city. We're doing very well. It is timed about half an hour is this route. Last time it took about 45 minutes. So it's timed about half an hour. So it'd be quite nice to attempt to achieve that today. I do also have a CCTV camera. And what's quite cool is the CCTV camera, if you noticed earlier, is the same angle as that camera view. So you can also view that camera view upstairs as point of view of a CCTV camera. That, I think, again, is another extra added feature that I don't want to go unnoticed from this video. Walking on steps and shelters and everything. I don't want it to go unnoticed, is the fact that you can be a CCTV camera. Look at this, that's so cool. Really, really cool. Really just random. And that lighting is spot on. So I'm going to get a nice screenshot, I think, because that lighting is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to get one a little bit further out as well. God, that is amazing. Again, if we just have a little look around the vehicle, you just look at the modelling on this. The blind really does help. I mean, just the front, so nicely modelled. Got the side, the detail on it. Oh, it's got the detail on it is amazing. And as I say, for the vehicles that I've driven, the accuracy on the modelling on this is spot on. There's nothing I'm looking at this and I'm going, I'm not too sure, or they're missing something. It's just spot on. Really, really is. Just the attention to detail, and it's like the likes of the rear where half the window's blocked out, like you do in real life. Attention to detail's awesome on this. It's just this. Leaving the stops is a little bit marginally too slow. Marginally too slow. So yeah, we are in the city centre. So what am I going to? I forgot to put the arrows back on. That's why I stopped. So what am I going to do with this bus? So I've already alluded to it, but there is going to be a series on this vehicle. Okay. And there is going to be a series on this vehicle. It is going to be next series. It is going to be slightly interworked, ever so slightly, with Gainsborough. How I'm going to do that, you ask? Well, you'll have to wait for the first series. So we've got 2 more videos on Cranleigh. We've got 2 more videos on 2 more routes that I haven't driven yet. So those 2 videos coming out very soon. Both really exciting videos, both worth watching as well. And I did enjoy filming them, and you will hopefully enjoy watching them as well as much as I did. All of these videos, including this one, have slightly edited sound. I've taken on board the feedback that people have sent in recently, albeit a lot of it's been quite negative on both channels, sadly. Although you can see my community tab posts for that and details on what we're doing to mitigate that. So I have edited the sound, so you should be able to hear the bus sound around the same volume as me. I should be ever so slightly louder than it, ever so slightly. If you would still like this sound tweaking, I will not be able to tweak it for the 2 videos I have already filmed. They will be the same as this. However, if you would like me to tweak the sound for the new series, stay with me. I'm getting it. I'm going to sort it, and I will get that sound right. Does the bus volume need to be ever so slightly louder? Do I need to be ever so slightly louder? Do I need to be ever so slightly quieter? Please let me know. If you don't, let me know. You just comment, oh, well, I can't hear this and I can't hear that. That doesn't. So just let me know what's going to work. Don't just be that person that comments and goes, grumble, 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 I can't hear this, I'm not going to watch it. Don't watch it then. If you want to actually watch the videos and you enjoy them and you want the sound slightly improving, let me know in the comments. So, yeah, it's quite simply put as it is. Oh, we've got a lot of people going to the hospital today. I'm only 2.6 minutes late. Excellent stuff. It's a shame I can't have the air buses, but I just didn't want it to crash this time. As I say, I've done 2 previous attempts at this, and I was just like, I'm not willing to do a third. Or a fourth, should I say. Actually, it is a fourth, because this is that time lucky. So it's going to feature on the channel, so I am going to devote a full series to this. We are going to look at the different specs. We are going to look at the drive quality on different maps. We are going to look at how it works on city maps, how it works on rural maps. And as I said, there's going to be a little bit of interworking with Lincolnshire to start off with. And then I would imagine Lincolnshire's going to get its own series. I've not got that far ahead. You can all contribute and get involved and have your say on what stuff goes on this channel. That is all the whole ploy of YouTube and the excitement of YouTube. And when people don't abuse the comment section part of YouTube. Let me know what series, I do these videos now in 10 episode blocks. So I planned them in 10 episode blocks. I do try and film them in advance. I do, if I can, I do try and film them nearer the time rather than later, but it's not always possible. You notice with the Ammo Central channel, quite a bit of that at the moment had to be slightly pre-recorded. Otherwise, the content won't exist. So I do sort of, if I get like a week off or get a few days off, I'll try and film everything, because then I can guarantee the next couple of weeks after that are just going to be really busy and I won't get a chance to film it. So I am trying my best, as I say, to get the content there and to get what people want to watch out. But for the next theme on OMSI 2, what would you like to see? What for? Because after we've done the Scania OmniDekka videos, the Lancs Bus OmniDekkas, whatever you want to call them videos, what would you like to see? Would you like to see a focus on Lincolnshire? Would you like to see a focus on another map? Would you like to revisit another map? I was thinking possibly, and I do say this in a video, I think it's going to be the last one in this series I say it in. I was thinking a series on the Hong Kong buses. It's been so long since we've driven on Hong Kong maps and Hong Kong buses, and by the time this series finishes, it will be about a year since I went on my week trip to Hong Kong. There's 24 videos to watch on the Ammo Central channel, and what I could do is I could do 10 videos with a theme around what I did when I was there. So drive some of the buses I saw, possibly some of the routes I went on, some of the unique bits and bobs I covered, possibly. Let me know what you think, let me know what you'd like to see. We could do a series on London, something like that if you want. Don't just pull out in front of me. Okay, now we're 2-1, I'm winning. We're 2-1. Oh no, no, I'm not winning. No, the AI cars are winning, aren't they? They've crashed into me twice. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. I'd have pulled it ever so slightly closer, but I thought I'm not wiping the car out. Something else that's quite nice with this is it does actually let the passengers off before people start getting on. Some of the vehicles that don't do that are a little bit annoying, because people then get congested and then they can't get off the vehicles. So it's quite good that way around. Yes, it just takes slightly longer. I think it's worth it. A little bit of kick down. That'll do. I also love the beep when you put the handbrake on. I think every single Scania I've driven does that. Apart from the 2 OmniCity new Dekkas. Like all the older stuff I've driven makes that sound. So it's really cool. Really cool to be driving this in a virtual world Right, I'm going to take a 25 miles to drive the rail today. So yeah, as I say, we'll probably be some sort of hybrid series. So it'll be a series where I'm focusing on the Scania, but it bounces back a couple of times to Lincolnshire to focus on the Lincolnshire updates and do some bits that we're going to do with that. So it's like the last series. The last of that next chunk of videos might be me driving a different type of vehicle. Sorry, covering a route, for example. But there'll be a bit of a hybrid series, so we'll do a bit of both. To get a nice bit of variety, and then just let me know what you'd like to see afterwards so I can start planning it. Do love a bit of planning of these things. So there we go, so how late? We were only 3 minutes late in. That's a new record. Excellente. So I'm going to shove a reverb line. Let's see if that works. There we go, a reverb. Literally a reverb. We'll let everybody jump off the bus and then we'll go and park up in the layover point. It does look really nice. It really, really does. As I say, I will link in the description as well the repaint pack, so you can download that. The repaint pack's for free, and I will also link it to Steam so you know where to buy it there. You can purchase it on Airsoft and what have. I'm one of these. I like to have everything to do with OMSI 2 in one place, and I tend to find that. Bus stands. I tend to find that if I have everything on Steam, it's so much easier because then you know where to find it all, and if you get a new device, you just set it all up on that, so it's easy enough. We'll move it slightly forward, there's actually we'll be able to see the box. So there we go. So that was our first drive, successful first drive of the Lanx Bus OmniDekka. The Scania OmniDekka N94UD for OMSI 2. Long time in the waiting. Mixed opinion, I think, at the moment. On the initial release, very mixed opinion. It's better than it was when I last drove it, so that's excellent. And I think the dash, the design of it, the sounds are good. And the sounds, again, I do feel like they're missing something. I can't put my finger on it. I've got an entire series to do that anyway, to put my finger on what the sound is, what the sound's missing. But I think it's all right, to be fair. I've dealt with worse, dealt with significantly worse, and I think it's only above and beyond. I think if you spend £12.79 on this, you are investing in a vehicle. You're investing in further updates. You're investing in repaints, and possibly investing in some different specifications and stuff like that. We'll never know. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. We don't know. We won't know at the moment. We'll never know. But hopefully that's what we're investing in. I do recommend getting it. I think if you do like Scanias and you were brought up around Scanias like me, or potentially you drive Scanias like me, I recommend getting it. It is a Scania. It is cool. The dashboard is spot on. It is a little bit slow on the hills. But as I say, the sounds are alright. Bodywork's nice in it. Does the job. And hopefully we'll get a few more different repaints. I will answer more questions on set vars, bits like that, when I properly had a look through the information pack with the vehicle. I've literally just loaded in the vehicle and driven it today. So I haven't had a look at all of that purposefully because I just wanted my first full impressions of the bus as it is. So that during our proper series on this, I can then tell you all about the specifications, all about the differences, all about that and that. So we've got something to say for them. For now, though, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have done, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. And if you haven't already, do be sure to subscribe to the And More Bus Videos YouTube channel for more content like this from the simulation section, with only 2 videos up to twice a week, as well as an archive of now over 7,000 backseat and engine-focused public transport videos from the UK and beyond. With buses, trams, trains and more, there's something on there for everyone, with additional 21 of those videos added every week, and lots of Scania OmniDekka videos. If you want to watch a Scania OmniDekka in real life, look in my playlist, look in my archives, there's plenty of them. Good, bad, the ugly, and everything in between. Once again, though, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you do subscribe, give the video a like. and subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss out on this new exciting series we'll do around this boss. But for now, really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Bye for now. Bye.